You just opened up your club. What's the next big thing? Are you going on tour?
I don't know. I'm thinking about starting touring again. I think right now I'm just having fun. And, now that hunting season's over, I can chill. I'm getting back into jiu-jitsu. I want to do that soon. And then just fucking enjoying my time.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think we were talking about this in California. Did you build this here, like as part of getting reps in, just getting rep after rep in? Yeah.
Well, I built it because there wasn't a home base here.
Right.
When all these comics came out with me, when we moved out and we found out that we could perform in Austin. And for comedians, performing is like a drug. You can't perform. LA shut everything down for so long. And then the grapevine got out that from November 2020, we were doing shows here totally irresponsibly, indoors. And they were like, what? They're doing comedy indoors in Austin? This is crazy. The packed shows. And we put them up on Instagram. People are like, what the fuck? This is nuts. And so many comics started moving here. And then I realized what we missed about LA, we missed about the Comedy Store, was that was home base. And that you need, comedians need a community. You need a home club. You need where a bunch of comics hang out, you fuel each other, everybody inspires each other. When you're seeing these guys like Brian Simpson going up and murdering, he's doing all this new material, and Shane Gillis is going up and murdering, and Tony Hinchcliffe is going up and murdering. There's a feeling in the building. There's an excitement to the building, and that's what I wanted to create here. I wanted to create a real home for these comics, and I also wanted to create a real development platform. I think that's a key part of comedy clubs that's missing from these places that just want to make money. Because you could take your Sunday and Monday and just bring in headliners and pack the house and make a lot of money. Or you can do open mic nights and develop talent and have these people have a real opportunity to get up at the best comedy club on earth for their very first time ever and go up and do a couple of minutes of jokes and see if you can get a laugh. And you never know. You might be good. You might have it in you. You might be that fuck up in school that they always told you you're going to be a loser, but you have a funny way of saying things, and you go up and maybe you have some insight that other people, maybe they would be too scared to say, or maybe they wouldn't notice it, or maybe you'd point something out. You never fucking know. And the only way you get to develop talent is if you have some sort of a place for people to perform that aren't any good, that are just starting out. And so we set aside 2 nights for that. Every Sunday and every Monday, we have open mic night. We also have people that work there are aspiring comedians. So all the door people, they all had to audition with their act. So the talent coordinator, Adam, had to go and watch them perform. And there was this giant audition for door people, for people to get jobs at the club. So there's this feeling in the club like everybody's coming up. Everybody's coming up together. When everybody's doing good, Hassan, who's just a fucking amazing dude and hilarious comedian who's at the club all the time. He said, whenever something happens with the door people or anybody else in the club, everybody always says, we up, we up. I'm like, that's amazing. That's amazing. Something cool happens, we up, we up. And they'll yell it.
That's cool.
It's great. So that environment, that's what I wanted to create. That was the goal. But it's way better than I thought it could be.
Right.
It's like I had an idea. I was like, let's just do it the best we can. And turns out you got some Spotify money. You can throw in a problem. You can make it really good and have it set up where the comedians get paid really well and everybody gets taken care of and you feel really good about it. And it's a fun place to work and it's a good environment for everybody. And that's what I wanted. So that's what we put together.
It almost seems like the center of gravity from comedy is moved off the coast to Austin. And I think, and I'm probably not the first person to say that, but you're the guy that has kind of moved the epicenter of comedy over here.
I gave him a spot.
Right.
I created a spot. I mean, it was me because I financed it and it was my idea, but it was also we all need a spot. And if one of us can do it and put it together, I'm a good person to do that.
Right.
Because that's a lot of what I like to do. I like to help people. I like to blow people up. I really do. I love to have people on that I think are talented and let the world know about them. And I like to when I talk about things, whether it's, on my Instagram or on the podcast, 99% of the time, I have no affiliation with those things. I just think these are good things.
Right.
People should see these good things. I don't think, I should get a piece of that. Or I just think these are good things. These good things should make more money. This business should be bigger. This comedian should be more popular. This musician should be known. People should read this book. These are good things. Just put good things out as much as you can. So that was my idea with this comedy club. Just get great comics, pay them well, and have a place where people can go where they know that they're going to be able to work on their act. Everyone's phone's locked up so that people aren't distracted and they're not filming things, and just having a good fucking time, enjoying this. Let's just work together and fucking all get better together and have a real home base. And I had the ability to do it. And so I said, it's kind of my obligation to do it. Like, the universe put me in this place where all of a sudden I moved out of LA. All of a sudden I'm in Texas, and all these other comedians come out here with me. I'm like, who's going to do it if I'm not doing it? I have to do it. So we just went and did it. And with a fucking grab of Ron White grabbed me by my shoulders when he got off stage. The first time he got on stage, he hadn't done stand-up in like over a year, I think it was, or close to it. And he grabs me by my shoulders. He goes, whatever the fuck we got to do. He goes, you're going to open up that club. We're going to do this. Like, he hadn't done stand-up in so long. And he fucking murdered. And he went on stage and it was this giant standing ovation. It was insane. I wish we filmed it because it was such a beautiful moment. It was his first time doing stand-up forever. And he was kind of genuinely like concerned about it. He listened to his material. He went over his notes. He worked on it all fucking day. And so he went up that night. He was just on it. And so, Ron White is like, he's a good friend, but he's also kind of a hero. Like, to me, like in comedy, he's a legend.
Right.
And so like, we have Ron White here? Like, of course.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You want to open up a club? I'll buy a club. I'm like, let's do it. And so that was this was the second place I bought, right? I told you about the first place. It was owned by a cult.
Yeah.
He told me to buy that place too.
You did?
Yes. You should buy that place owned by the cult. Fucking beautiful theater. It was on BK's Road. Fucking gorgeous theater owned by a cult. Boy, then I watched the cult documentary. I'm like, oh, fucking no. What is this? What happened here? There's so much bad juju going on in that building. So many bad vibes. So many people lost their lives, like literally lost their lives forever in that building.
That's fucking wild.
It's wild. Yeah. It's still a theater. I think they still do shows there.
God.
They built that theater for that dude to dance in front of his followers.
That's like a whole other. That's a whole other segue. Is like how like crazy cult leaders are, and what type of personality that person is, and like what happens to people. I love this